captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Ho! Soon may the whalemen come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the stripping is done, we'll take our leave and go. Ahoy, mateos! Welcome to Rogue Mother Rising. Well, well, well. It's a new day. 12:02 a.m. 2/25/2026. Where do I start? We're not guardians. We're dismissing the whole thing. We talked to the attorney, and it turns out what my husband had Googled on AI was 100% correct. In Oregon, at least, you cannot be a paid care provider and a guardian at the same time. In a way, I understand that. But in a way, I think something needs to be done for parents like me, because that is unacceptable. I don't even know when they made that rule. I don't think that used to be a rule. I'm going to Google about that sometime, but I have a script for tonight. Since my last video was me telling you what a day in the life of a 41-year-old man with a cognitive disability, mentally of about 3 to 7 years, what that might look like. Because I live with it every day with my son, and I wanted to see what AI says compared to what my experience has been, and it's pretty spot on. So that's where we're at with that, and honestly, I don't know what to say about it yet. The attorney said we could like do lawsuits and be a guardian ad lim, but ad litem. What are we going to sue for? My son never went. He only heard about it. It's definitely traumatized us. Definitely traumatized us. But I don't even know. I don't even know. If that comes down my road, I definitely would do it. But I don't even know what to do. Look, I got an attorney to get guardianship, and that didn't even work out. That's why I'm telling you. Things are going downhill in the world of IDD clients. Cognitive, intellectual, developmental disabilities. So I thought I'd ask ChatGPT. Maybe you can, oh, and one more thing I want to say about ChatGPT. It really is, it's starting to annoy me. It annoys me and it scares me at the same time. It does help me with my scripts. But sometimes when I do scripts and I say what I want to say, ChatGPT says, oh no, you cannot say that in an advocacy world because nobody's going to take you serious. So I'm glad that I have ChatGPT to get my scripts because I'm learning, you're learning, we're learning together on my ship. And I mean, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So I'm learning as I go. All of this. My whole life. Everybody. That's everybody's life. You learn as you go. You get dealt your circumstances and you figure it out. Oh, I wanted to share. I've had this since I was 18 years old. I covered my name part with cardboard because, you know, I'm not sharing my name with everybody yet. But CNA. And my husband was surprised that I still had this. I still have some things, but not everything, you know. I'm almost 60. But yeah, when my daughter was sent home from the hospital and they said she was going to die, I was 16 years old. I didn't know what people look like before they die. I thought, where can I learn that? At the nursing home where people go to die. Anyways, so that's part of my, what do they call that? Clout. Lived experience. My lived experience. So I've had some training on how to take care of people that are vulnerable, besides my own children. I probably won't be putting that on every night, but we'll wear it for now. Okay, here we go with my script. Maybe you can give me a story of what a trip to a strip club for a cognitively leveled man like my son, 3 to 7 years old, going to a strip club every month could do to his emotions. And what possible things might he experience at a strip club with a paid care provider? And where it says "in," I did the question on my phone, and when I say "and," I guess it sounds like "in" a lot. All right. I'm going to answer this carefully and respectfully because this is serious. First, I need to say clearly, a cognitively 3 to 7 year old level adult being taken to a strip club by a paid care provider raises major safeguarding and boundary concerns. Now, instead of graphic detail, I'm going to walk you through the emotional, cognitive, and developmental impact in a story-based way, because that's what you're really trying to understand. That's what we're trying to understand. How did we get to this place in the world? Imagine this scenario. Your son walks into a dark room. Let's all of us imagine this scenario again, that this is one of our kids, one of our loved ones. Your son walks into a dark room. The lights are low. The music's loud. Adults are dressed in ways he does not have the developmental framework to interpret. If someone processes the world like a young child, bodies are confusing, sexual cues are not contextualized, fantasy performance and real relationships blur together, money for affection is not understood as transactional. Now add this. A paid care provider, someone in a position of authority and trust, is the one who brought him there. That changes everything. What might he experience emotionally? If someone functions cognitively in the early childhood range, here are possible internal reactions. Confusion. He may not understand why people are touching, why clothing is being removed, why attention is given when money is exchanged, why this environment is allowed if he's often told certain behaviors aren't appropriate. Oh, I never even thought of that one. Children at that level don't understand adult sexuality. They interpret what they see through emotion, not context. Attachment distortion. If a dancer gives him attention, smiles, sits close, or touches him, even in a legal adult setting, he may experience excitement, emotional bonding, infatuation, belief that the attention is personal or relational. A 5-year-old cognitive frame does not understand performance versus relationship, and that is 100% true. He could believe he has a girlfriend, feel abandoned when the interaction ends, fixate on returning, become emotionally dysregulated afterward. I very definitely think so. Shame or overstimulation. The environment itself is intense. Loud music, adult imagery, strong smells, alcohol and perfume, sexualized atmosphere. For someone with a developmental disability, that can cause sensory overload, emotional agitation, sleep disruption, repetitive thoughts or behaviors, increased impulsivity. He may not have the words to explain what he felt, but the behavior may change. Sexual confusion. Without proper developmental understanding, exposure can lead to public sexualized behaviors, imitating what was seen, talking about body parts in inappropriate settings, fixation on breasts, nudity, or touching, trying to react scenarios. And here's the hard truth. When someone is cognitively childlike but physically adult, their body reacts hormonally, but their brain cannot contextualize it. That mismatch can create distress. Power imbalance concerns. This is critical. A paid care provider is responsible for community integration, skill building, safety, appropriate boundaries. They are not responsible for facilitating adult sexual entertainment experiences unless, and I want to break here and here to say, they're not even allowed to touch each other at day activity group. So I'm guessing they're not touching the stripper either, but you know, I don't know. It's just all weird. Nothing I ever experienced. I never expected to have this experience in my life. I had no idea. They are not responsible for facilitating adult sexual entertainment experiences unless it is part of an individualized documented support plan. It aligns with assessed capacity. It includes safeguards. Pay more than the client. That's a red flag. Oh no, they're having donations pay for it. They're benefiting from going from the donations. I don't know. I have no idea what's the best argument to make with this, that there's something very seriously wrong. Now let's layer monthly exposure. Once is concerning, monthly becomes conditioning. Related exposure could normalize transactional intimacy, create dependency on sexualized environments for stimulation, increase agitation between visits, escalate requests for similar experiences, deepen confusion about relationships. For someone with a 3 to 7 cognitive frame, monthly strip club exposure is not developmentally neural. It's adult sexual immersion without adult cognitive processing. The core safeguarding question. The question is not, are adults allowed to go to strip clubs? The question is, does this individual have the cognitive capacity to understand consent dynamics, understand performance versus relationship, manage emotional aftermath, advocate for himself, recognize exploitation? If the answer is unclear, the outing is not neutral. It becomes risk. And this is part of the problem. None of these people that I called with my concerns talked about any of these risk assessments, nothing. Just they're adults, period. Shut your pie hole. Important legal ethical layer. In disability services, providers must avoid exploitation, undue influence, boundary violations, conflict of interest, situations that could be perceived as coercive. If a provider suggests, organizes, transports, and attends a strip club outing with a cognitively child-level client, investigations will ask. And, I guess from the article, they said that they asked, and since everybody wanted to go, it wasn't a problem. That's the problem. Oh, my God. Who wanted this? Who benefited? Was capacity assessed? Was this in the ISP? Was guardianship informed? Was risk evaluated? What might your son feel after? You might see obsession with going back, mood crashes after, confusion about women, increased sexual behavior, shame he can't articulate, agitation or secrecy, hyper-focus on body parts, misunderstanding of money and affection. Or he may appear fine, but internalize distorted relational cues. Here's the hardest part. Someone can be legally adult and still developmentally vulnerable. Legal adulthood does not erase cognitive level. And when someone functions in early childhood developmental range, sexualized environments must be approached with extreme care, if at all. This is not about morality. It's about capacity and safeguarding. Bottom line. But that's where we stand. Here we are, It's as I'm reading this, I'm thinking it's hard to believe somebody got in trouble for merely twerking. Yeah, I have another video of the twerker in another state. Apparently that was inappropriate. See, there's no rhyme or reason to their guidelines. I guess they're by every state. Well, they all need to be under the same rule. Strip clubs, for people like my son, it's not appropriate. And he heard them talking about it at the activity group and how much fun they had. And I have my suspicions that he was invited. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure what he will think. But I do know in the long run, this isn't going to turn out good. I've told you the story about the young woman that was graped. Yeah, she had grapes in a cemetery after her delivery day activity. I don't know, the people from the group home. Somebody took her to get fast food. On the way home, the man decided to stop in the cemetery for a little rendezvous. The only reason it was caught is because the cemetery had cameras. That tells me there's a serious failure. When I read a story about that, this just happened like last year. And then I'm being told, they're all adults, they can do whatever they want. Sit down and shut up. I'm sorry, I cannot do that. So here we are on my ship. I'll see you on my next sail. Have a good day. And I never did end up going over to the coast because all this drama with the guardianship. That's what I'm saying. All of this stuff is traumatic for me. It just is. And you other mothers will you understand. You understand the life. So, yeah, it's got to be changed. They're going to close all the institutions to make lives better for the clients. Then there needs to be some provisions for their safety as well. All right, sail away. Have a nice day. Pirate's life for me. Ahoy, mateys!